Welcome to the Overlook Motel, a place where underseen and unappreciated films are given their moment in the spotlight. This week I will be looking back at a threequel that has lived in the shadows for far too long. Of course I'm talking about Brian Yuzna's violent zombie love story, Return of the Living Dead 3. While Return of the Living Dead 2 was an unnecessary rehash, the third series entry recaptures the punk rock spirit of Return of the Living Dead and stands as a very solid sequel. Before I go any further, I would like to extend my gratitude to my friend and occasional Dread Central contributor Nat Bremer, without whom this installment of the Overlook Motel would not be possible. I, like many fans, once assumed everything to follow the first installment in the Return of the Living Dead series was disposable, but Nat has been singing the praises of this flick loud and proud for years. Had you not convinced me to take a chance on it, I wouldn't be able to share it with you today. The film follows Kurt and his lady friend Julie. Kurt's father is a military man, entrenched in top-secret research focusing on reanimating the dead. When Kurt learns of his father's workplace endeavors, he opts to try the process out in the hopes of reanimating Julie after she's killed in a tragic motorcycle accident. The only problem with Kurt's plan is that Julie awakens with a hankering for human flesh that cannot be satiated. From there, the pair are faced with an ethical dilemma that threatens to tear the young lovers apart. The ethical dilemma Julie faces regarding the need to cannibalize fellow humans to stay alive is thoughtfully explored and gives the romance between the young couple a level of depth that isn't typically seen in teen horror movies. With Kurt's father standing between them, the pair believably come across as star-crossed lovers that want nothing more in the world than to be together. Sadly, they find themselves at odds by way of circumstances beyond their control. By making Julie a zombie within the first act, screenwriter John Penny breaks from convention and dares to be different. It was a bold move that paid off in a big way. Rather than spending the film watching Julie and Kurt fend off zombies, the focus is on Julie trying to satiate her appetite in an ethical way. That adds a great deal of depth to the picture and allows the flick to tread new ground rather than revisiting well-worn tropes yet again. As Julie comes into her own as a zombie, she learns that pain helps suppress the urge for human flesh and endures a bitchin' punk rock transformation that riffs on body mod culture. The look is fierce and is made even cooler in the sense that it works in concert with a final femme transformation of sorts that sees her truly coming to her own and harnessing her inner power. In addition to Julie's spectacular character design, the creature effects are also quite impressive, managing to be both intricate and grotesque. In many ways, the flick looks far more expensive than it should for an estimated budget of $2 million. Although, to be fair, Return of the Living Dead 3 does show its budgetary constraints at times. The acting is a bit rough around the edges, and some of the set pieces appear a bit cheap. But on the whole, I would consider this threequel to be a resounding success. As of the publication of this post, the film is available via a decked-out Blu-ray release courtesy of the Vestron Collector's Series, and can also be found as a digital rental. If you make a point to check out Return of the Living Dead 3, please be sure to let me know your thoughts on Twitter @FunWithHorror. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time on the Overlook Motel.